A very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the Mid Morning Show. I am your host, Lilian Thomas, and I have a fellow co host right here in studio, Sarah Wanjiko. Sarah Wanjiko, hello.
Hello, Lilian.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
How is your day coming along?
It's fine so far.
So good so far.
Yeah, so
The
good
weather?
so far.
Coffee tea?
Iko poa. Takaya kuna baridi kidogo, we still managing.
Tricky. Mimi, Leo, today I was coming and then there was mad traffic on the road. Traisikia kurudi nyumbani. Tricky.
Ilikuwa urudi?
Ningerudi bada.
Bene sasa, haungeweza kurudi kesho.
It's just the fact that we need to be doing what we do for a living, and then pia at the end of the day you need to make money, so
Yes.
hauna option. Unakuja job lazima report kama kawaida.
Lazima. You can't give up.
And it's because we have Tanzania's president in the country.
Yes.
So kinda kidogo towards airport road everything was a little bit hectic, traffic kila kitu. But Miss Suluhu is around. She's in the country addressing people, and that is just what is happening right here. So today, Sarah, I want us to talk about something that really crossed me today in the morning.
Yes.
I saw a certain video, and it had a girl speaking. And this girl who was speaking was actually addressing the way people are approaching agriculture in the world right now, especially more so concerning the youths. So today we are going to be looking at the youth employment in agriculture. More specifically, we will be looking into the factors of production, so more specifically into land as a factor of production. But before we start, as because we weren't here with you yesterday, you can tell me what your highlight of the weekend was and then transition.
Highlight of the weekend. About the holiday, because it was Labor Day. My Labor Day was fine, quiet and normal as usual.
What did you do?
Okay, I stayed at home. Yeah, and I spent time with my family. Yes.
Watu wa kukaa indoors kupiga sherehe kama mwenzetu. Kuna
Actually,
mwenzetu wa
kulikuwa
kupiga
chill.
sherehe.
Mi niliona tu nitulia for the weekend. Alafu pia, that was the same day pia the president alifungua the country.
It's a good thing, by the way. Let me tell you, if there's something that made me very glad,
Yes.
I curfew. You know the way it is hectic rushing home to get home before 8,
Yes.
and then kuna lockdown, you guys can't move. It was just hectic.
Yes. Now there's freedom of movement now. I can say that.
Sahi hata meeting after work is possible. Very possible.
Kabisa, yes.
Hauna haraka ya kukimbia nyumbani. But anyway, that's just about it. So,
Yes.
I want to give you a scenario. Help me think around it.
Yes.
I want to sell a product to you. So I have maybe a phone I am selling. And then we have someone like Conrad coming to sell for you the phone.
Yes.
And you have another person like Noah Nasiale Kadima. Okay? So the difference is the age difference.
Okay.
So Noah comes to market the product to you.
Yes.
And then you have Conrad marketing the product to you.
Yes.
Who are you most likely to listen to? Who are you most likely to buy from?
It also depends on the way they market the product
Uh-huh.
to say, so I won't be biased, but according to the way they market, when I'll decide who to choose from. Yes.
So you wouldn't have this notion of you can relate more with Conrad. You see, Conrad is around your age.
Yes.
So maybe he knows everything good about tech and everything. So if he's coming to sell a phone to you,
Yes.
and he's your age, and you know, like Munachas are the same age. So if you are looking for mainly features in the phone, most probably you guys are looking for the same features in the phone.
Yes.
So if he comes to market a product to you saying it's good, you would, personally for me, I think, I would actually buy it from Conrad than from Noah Kadima.
Yes.
Mainly because I think maybe it's not, I'm not being biased in any way. Maybe I'm thinking the things that Noah values and the things that I value because of the age difference
Yes.
would actually be very different.
Yeah, very true.
So I would go for Conrad
Conrad.
Kibe as compared to going to Noah Nasiale Kadima.
Okay.
So we have an illusion. In the morning, I was watching a video, and this lady was actually really, she wasn't angry, but I liked her approach. So you see, we want more youths in agriculture.
Yes.
But what do you think are the reasons why we don't even have more youths in agriculture?
I think they don't have role models.
They
in the
don't have role
agriculture
models.
sector, yeah.
Perfect. The role models, because people want to emulate people of their age,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
If I see Sarah is doing something good and she's my age,
Definitely you'll go for it.
Thank you.
Yes.
But who are the people that we have in the agriculture sector?
Let's say our parents, that age, those that are...
So age inacheza 40?
Yeah, 40 to 60.
40 to
even
60.
Above. Yeah.
And above.
Yes.
No, he's 41.
He's young. Okay. That's a story for another.
So around 40 to 60.
Yes.
Na hawa vijana wenye wamejaa 21 to 35. No, actually youth age ni 18 to 35.
Yes.
Most of them wanafanyanga nini juu hawako in agriculture, so we don't have role models in agriculture. Hao watu wanafanya?
Mi naonanga ma youth mostly wanatakanga kufanya, you see this, they're called white collar jobs. Unataka kuvaa suti, ungare
in the office, madam boss.
Yes.
What do you say?
With your heels and handbag. We kanyaga kubwa aliko ofisi. So you find most, and this is the issue, people are struggling to enter in the white collar jobs. So unapata few used in the agriculture sector. Because hakuna mtu ule wa kumwambia by the way, mimi ni Sera naanza ukulima, kujeni tuanze. Naona sawa tunangangana si wote we do the office jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you feel like the current Ministry of Agriculture we have, the people we have heading the Ministry of Agriculture, probably above 35, right?
Yes.
Do you feel like we should be having younger people in the Ministry of Agriculture and motivate more youth to get into agriculture?
Yeah. They're supposed to be. At least kukuwe na representative of the youth.
I don't want to talk about the Kenyan government. You know, the Kenyan government is
very
a funny one.
Yes.
Because they say, in government ya mavijana. Ukiangalia mavijana tuko nao kwa government.
Okay, yeah.
Age, it's above 50 years. And you are wondering what the age we have in the government and the age we are trying to impact 2 worlds apart.
Yes.
The youth are the majority in Kenya right now.
Yeah.
But do we have people representing the youth? Very minimal. Tunasema hatuna role models among the youths who are actually motivating us into agriculture, which is very true. Yes. So this particular lady in the morning that I was watching the video, so it was an agricultural forum and they were talking. She's a medic. Yeah. Okay. Medical profession, nothing to do with agriculture, but she's getting into agriculture. And she was like, do you know why I hesitated so long before I got into agriculture? So she took a magazine. This particular magazine had, you see the way we print magazines, like we have the Hot Live Fresh magazine.
Yes.
The magazine cover had a very old woman on the cover.
On the front page.
Oh, the cover, literally the cover page. A very old woman. And this lady was like, do you know, can you see this magazine? Yes. This is the reason why we would never even be interested in getting into agriculture. Yeah. Because I don't see anyone around my age doing this thing. I don't see anyone I can emulate. I don't see anything that would attract me to actually even look at this magazine. I'm like, what if you took some pretty girl, some good-looking guy, page, like on the cover page, you know. Now let's picture. Let me picture some people in the studio. Now let's put Conrad Kibe and you on the front page, on the cover page. Who wouldn't want to look at that magazine? Honestly. Honestly, who wouldn't want to look at that magazine? As much as it is an agricultural magazine, who wouldn't want to look at that magazine?
I think everyone would have an interest to look at it.
Yes, as compared to take someone like my mother and put her on the magazine. Where on earth am I reading about a 50-year-old woman doing agriculture?
Yeah, I think here's the thing. You know, the way we talked last Friday, how people conceive, they just see agriculture as for the old people or the elders, you see. And that's the problem.
But you see, don't forget, Sarah, right now we have youth getting into agriculture.
Yeah.
If the Ministry of Agriculture wants to market itself well, it should use this youths who are in agriculture. Iache kwenda bado kwa wale wa mama, huko Kitale, imeenda sijui Kitale kunaitwa wapi maili 7 in Kitale. Enda kunipigia mama fulani mzee akiwa kwa shamba picha alafu naniwekea kwa front page. Where on other am looking even at that paper? Because let's not lie. People are visual beings, very visual, okay? Yes. And they are attracted by really, I'm not saying that all the people are not good looking, But if we want to attract the
The
youth,
youth.
if you want to attract the youth,
Yes.
there's one thing youths relate with: either someone as young as they are or celebrities.
Yes.
A youth would be more interested in something a celebrity is doing than kitu mamake anafanya.
Kweli.
But instead, these people who are doing the branding and everything, the marketing, wanaendea mama wazee, sijui nani mbaba yupi ako na hadi na mandevu za white.
So I think wanafaa tu represent each and every
Represent each age group.
Yeah.
Don't leave out the youth,
don't leave
because
them.
now you see they are the majority and they are the people that we are targeting at this age of 18 to 35 years.
Yes.
18 to 35 years.
Yeah.
Na wameja. And most
Wako
of
wengi,
them
by the way.
are unemployed.
Yes.
A lot.
Kwanza hiyo wanasemanga kazi kwa vijana, ni kazi kwa vijana.
Sasa kwa wazee.
Hiyo si poa, by the way.
No, but I feel like the ministry tries a little bit,
Yes.
but then again the people we get to run the things ndio wanatuletea shida kidogo.
Yeah.
The ministry actually makes effort.
Yes.
In 2006, the ministry came up with the Youth Enterprise Development Fund to fund actually youth getting into agriculture. That is in 2006.
Yeah.
We are in 2021. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Exactly. Do you get where the gap is coming in?
Yes.
Because we have all these things functioning. They are here. We have them. But shida, hatujui, they have not been marketed. We don't even have the information about them.
Yes.
Ziko tu pahali uko nyuma. Kuna watu wanafanya, kuna watu zinasaidia, but not many people know it. And more people should actually be knowing it because it's meant to benefit the youth.
Yeah, exactly.
So me, I feel me, Kwangu, if I am the government, for me it is information.
Just sell it out there.
Sell information.
Yeah.
If you are working on something, you are doing something really good, like sell the information to the people, because these are the people you want to help. Like you want to solve their issues, you want to solve their issues.
Yes.
Make sure they get the information. Sarah Jana, you were directing me. You listened to the caller I had.
Yes.
On the call.
Yeah, Mr. Opondo.
Yes, Mr. Opondo.
Yes.
Mr. Opondo really mentioned a very interesting thing. He said they don't have information.
Yes.
They don't have information. They don't have information. And then he goes back and quotes, like you look at their area, in their particular ward, they have one agricultural extension officer from the Ministry of Agriculture.
Yes.
The ministry is not doing enough. We are not bashing the ministry, but more needs to be done. You are doing something, but more needs to be done. It's okay. Mmewapatia that one extension officer, but they need more. It's okay, you have developed the Youth Development Enterprise Fund, but we actually need the information out here. At least people were engaged nayo. Mtu asikae chini akifikiria, I need money. I don't have money. And then you don't know about these organizations that can help you, give you the funds.
Yes.
So you decide, jumi sijui watu nitaitisha do, mi hiyo story nimeachana nayo.
So you just give up just like that.
You just give up. Just like that. Just like that, and you are done.
Yeah.
And it is because we want more youths in agriculture, we need to give them information, we need to give them training.
Yeah.
At the same time, we need to make sure that they access everything that they need in order for them to do farming.
Yes.
So, and that brings me to when you are farming, most probably because of the people we have, most of the people we need land. But land is another whole issue in Kenya.
You see, the way lands have become so expensive.
Right now, a plot of land in Kitengela ni how much?
Size an acre ama
I don't know. Even a plot like 50 by 100.
Okay, tuseme $500,000 hapo ikianza.
Na half ni kidogo. I think it's actually higher than that.
I think it's actually
especially in Kitengela, it is higher than that.
It ina depend na location where land iko, so ina vary pia. But nowadays, let's speak the truth. Lands zimepanda, si kama venye kitambo zilikuwa. Now they are much pricier, so you find people wanashindwa kuzibuy. But people are still buying, but kuna wale hawajiwezi kununua kufikisha hiyo 3 million, 2 million.
No, honestly, mi nimetoka shule juzi. Where do you expect me to get 3M?
You can't
to buy
it.
land.
You can't get it.
3M, and I am okay. I'm sorry. Any student living school right now, and you don't come from a very good to-do family, you don't come from the well of families, unatoa wapi 3M? Even if you work 3M within the first few,
Okay,
it
it
is
will take
always
a quite
quite a while.
yeah, quite a while.
If I am
And
to
then by
access
then
land.
hata zitakuwa zimepanda kabisa. You know, time waits for no one. Inaendanga prices zinaenda zikipanda. Don't tell me at sai land inauza 3 million in the next 5 years. Hiyo land itakuwa hata 5 million. You see?
You can't actually access the land, so you need actually to be doing more and more and more.
Yes.
But then again, always Sarah, there's always another option.
Yeah.
There's an option of leasing land.
Okay.
Leasing is actually cheaper. So kwetu in Kisii, we have a very big plot of land, very big.
Yes.
And you find we are 3. I have 2 elder brothers and myself. Okay?
Yeah.
I have 2 elder brothers and myself.
Yes.
And the piece of land is really big. So we have one side that has tea. The whole, it is Kisii. Kisii, we do a lot of tea production. So
I thought it is bananas in Kisii.
Bananas. Kisiis love bananas.
Yeah.
They love to eat bananas. They
not
grow
known
bananas.
for a crop of bananas.
Actually, they grow bananas.
Yes.
But when you go to most people's farms, we have like an entire plantation of tea. Yeah, we have places where there's an entire plantation of tea. We have people who majorly do the crops I see majorly in Kisii, maize and bananas. That's just about it.
Yes.
So in our land, we have tea on one side. Very big land, like ukisimama hapa huwezi ona the end. So this other side we have tea. This other side, so it depends on my brothers.
Yes.
If they really want to do anything that year. Okay?
Yes.
So if they don't want to do anything that year, you find them leasing the land. And let me tell you, leasing land is cheap. I have never seen such, I don't know, me if I had land, by the way, I'd rather farm than lease out my land. Because it is very cheap. I don't know, it's because it is Kisii, and because Kisii, most people have land. So when you are leasing out your land, you lease it at a very cheap price.
Yeah.
Because I remember at a certain year, my brother was leasing some plot, like waligawa kidogo, and you're leasing at 10,000 a year. I am like,
that's
what
cheap.
on earth am I going to do with 10,000? 10,000 in Nairobi, you are see rent, you see. I am not even paying rent.
That's too little. For a whole year.
A whole year.
10,000.
A whole year.
In Nairobi, only caps 1 week.
Exactly. So I think there are always solutions. If you go to these places where you find that people have land, they are not doing anything with it, and they lease it. And the leasing price is not usually very expensive.
Yes.
It is not usually very expensive as compared to what you will do, whatever output you will get at the end of the period. It is a no-brainer. Like, it's not an excuse for you to say, I can't get into farming because I don't have land.
Yeah.
Because I can't access land. But also the issue of land brings me to another issue. So downstairs, I was asking Ashley if at their place they inherit land, okay? Yeah. Ashley is a lady. Yeah. If they inherit land. Yes. She said they do. Yeah. I asked Conrad if other places they give people land, like ladies' land. They said they do. Oh yeah, let me introduce you to Kisii land. Those people, I am sorry, you are my people, but there's just this sort of I am sorry, most people are stuck in some primitivity. This primitivity is we don't give ladies land to inherit. Yeah. Reason being, they will get married, and wherever they are going, they will get land there.
Yes.
So there's no way we are making a lady inherit land.
No way.
And I ask myself the question, is this lady not part of the family?
They are part. It still continues until now.
Yes. Is this lady not part of the family? That's why I'm calling it primitivity. Yes. I am sorry. I have nothing against Kisiis. I am Kisii myself, so I have nothing against them. But there are some things I see and I am like, wait, what century are we living in? I thought we were in the 21st century.
Yeah. They should be given land.
Like, we should be done with some things. Yeah. Like CV2, but it's not to struggle. Ati I can't inherit land at my father's property because I am a lady. Yes. Gender was, I am a lady. I should not inherit land. So if I want to get into agriculture, now let me use myself as an example. I have 2 elder brothers and myself. So my brothers sit down and decide, Lillian is a lady. We are not going to give her land. Yes. Because she's a lady. I have a background in agriculture, right? I would like to get into agriculture, but nyi wenyewe hapa home mume decide sitapata land. How do you expect me to carry on from there?
You won't be able.
And it is a thing I find in most African societies.
Not only in Kisii.
Si
I think even in Kikuyu.
In
Bado
Kikuyu land.
yeah.
Iko tu, si
Iko
ndio?
tu, iko. Not in all families, but at least I can count over 100%. Around 50% I'm at
Like
60.
half.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the families that are actually letting ladies inherit land are the most sophisticated families.
Yeah.
People who've gone to school, you are literate.
They are educated. Yeah.
You are educated.
Yeah.
But if you go to a local person, hey,
Shock
kwanza you
on
get like, you have brothers and they're like, msichana tumpe shamba, kwa nini siaolewe, anafanya nini kwetu?
Hiyo kitu huleta vita, by the way.
Me, by the way, I don't think that can work in our family. No. What if I'm not getting married?
You fight for that land.
No, what happens?
By the way, I'm not married. So
What happens? What happens? Because you're telling me I am getting married, I will get land wherever I am going because
Yes.
the son inherits land, okay?
Yes.
So I am getting married, I will get land where it is. What if I'm not getting married? Where am I supposed to be accessing land from? Mtanigawia shamba kwetu. There's nowhere I'm going. No, there's nowhere I'm going.
There's
nowhere I'm going.
Yes.
And I feel like the traditional African society that people are still stuck to, the cultures that people are still stuck to, is in a way influencing how we do agriculture in Africa.
Yes.
Because you see, we keep complaining how we have few ladies in agriculture.
Yeah.
Can these ladies access land? No. They are being bad. They are being blocked from inheriting land.
Yeah.
How do you expect them to access land and do farming?
And that brings me to a question. What if that particular family only has girls? What happens to that land? I
have known of a culture whereby,
yeah,
I don't want to mention names, I don't want to say which tribe, I'm not tribalistic, so I know of a family whereby there were only ladies.
Yes.
And the moment the parent died, like the father died, after the mother alifukuzwa.
By the uncles.
You see the wife
of
the guy who died, alifukuzwa. Because he had no son to inherit the land. So alifukuzwa. And then the uncles came and took over the land, wakagawia watoto wao.
That's very unfair.
You see, it is a notion whereby ladies cannot own land. Ladies cannot control land.
Yes.
Women are not supposed to be given land.
Yes.
So you see, it is a mentality that people have. Has been there for so long.
Yeah.
It is a culture. Literally, it is a culture. We are never ever going to give women land. So the moment umebaki, you are the only lady right here in this family. Say, by the way, you're not getting that land. You are not getting that land. Literally, your husband is not here. You don't have a son. You know, it will be a little off kidogo leo.
Yeah.
Because I think some things just annoy me.
Yes.
There's a notion whereby if you don't have a son in your lineage, your lineage is done.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you don't have a son and you die as the man of the house, so it is just thought of your lineage has ended.
Yeah.
So anyone else remaining in this family doesn't make sense. They can leave.
They can go wherever they want.
They can leave if they want to. Which is a little bit not okay. It is it's not even a little bit not okay. It is not okay at all. It should not be happening right now. In this century, we are in the 21st century, Sarah. Like tuko 21st century. Vitu zingine zinafaa zikuwe zilisha 90 unaona ile time ya colonial period. By the time we are getting to 1965, 1970s, but there is vitu zingeisha huko.
Kweli.
But sasa tuko 2021 alafu unapata bado women can't access lands. Hadi kupata land title deed inakuwa hectic. It becomes a whole process.
Yeah, and I remember last year, if you watch news last year, this woman had lost the husband. So the brothers to the husband wakuja wakamfukuza in her own house. They took the land, and I don't remember kama alikuwa na watoto, but I remember that story, and it hurt me a lot because she was even crying, telling the interview. She was chased out of her own house. Her lands were all taken. Actually, they even sold her items in the house.
So access to land for me is one major thing that we need to look at in order for if we really need to do agriculture,
Yes.
especially if we want more youths and more women getting into agriculture.
Yeah.
Access to land is a whole lot factor.
Mm.
So we will be looking at it further after the break. That is what we will be discussing after the break. But as for now, we'll take a short break. But when we come back, we are coming back with the quote of the day, kama kawaida. Alafu we get back into our discussion. We just want to look at the land factor issue and try to see what are the solutions that we have right now that people can use in order to solve the issue to get more youths and more women into agriculture. You can keep sending us your feedback on Facebook. We are at a farmers. On YouTube, we are at a farmers media. Just send your feedback, write them on our comment section, and we'll be looking at them when we come back after the break.
Mic check. Unanisikia? Is my sound okay?
Stand by in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You are on air.
Join me, Conrad Kibe, on the Farm Drive every weekday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. right here on A Farmers Media, where we tell you the story of an African farmer. We give you COVID-19 updates, and most interestingly, we give you the pan of the day. Follow us on all our social media platforms at A Farmers with a Z at the end on Facebook, and definitely A Farmers Media on YouTube. See you there. Allah. 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 Allah.
Welcome back to the mid-morning show. I am your host, Lilian Thomas, and I have Sarah Wanjiko. Sarah, hi.
Hello.
Again and again and again. Sarah, hi.
Hi.
Yes, we've been having a discussion about youth in agriculture, and we are trying to look at the factors of production that the youths need in order to do agriculture. And we have realized that land is very inaccessible, most so for the youth and the women. So it is actually hindering how the youth and the women are participating in agriculture. This is the discussion we are having right here in the studio, but you can as well be sending us your feedback on Facebook. We are at A Farmers. On YouTube, we are at A Farmers Media. Write your comments on our comment section. Tell us what you think. Is land very accessible to the youths and the women in the society? And also, on that note, we will be looking at the loans and the credit facilities we have in the country. Are they favorable for the youths to be taking them in order to access land and the women to access land? And also, on another note, we will be looking at what are these other factors that might make the youth not be getting into agriculture or might be hindering them from getting into agriculture. So keep the conversation going on Facebook. We are at A Farmers. Keep writing your comments on our comment section, and I'll be looking at the comments on the last part of the show. But you can as well tell me where you're watching the show from. Let me know where you're watching me from. I'd really like to know that. But before we get back into our discussion, Sarah, kama kawaida, quote of the day.
Yes.
Quote of the day. Na leo when do you elaborate, by the way? Quote of the day says, if you can dream it, you can do it.
Yes.
Very direct.
Very direct.
If you can dream it, you can do it. Unaweza ambia watu 1 2 3 alafu tuendelee back to the show.
If you can dream it, you can do it. So I think basically it means if you dream of being somebody in the future, you dream of achieving a certain goal in your life, definitely it means that you can definitely achieve it. Yes.
And what was how? You cannot achieve it if you don't start working on it.
Yeah.
You dream, if you already have a dream, like that is the first step. If already you've taken the first step, what is hindering you from getting to the second step?
You can definitely make it
to the second step. So the first step is dreaming. When you dream, work towards whatever you are working towards.
Yes.
Kuna kwanga na mtu alisemanga, I have a dream. Was it Martin Luther King Jr.? I think it's Martin Luther King Jr. Anakwanga na hiyo quote ya I have a dream. The dream is what propels us.
Yes.
out here for us to do anything we need to be doing. A dream actually pushes us. It gives you direction. On Saturday, I told you we are working on a certain mission towards June. So the mission we are doing towards cancer.
Yes.
And I remember I was listening to our chairman speaking, Prof. Achia. And Prof. Achia, the first thing he said, this is a dream I had been having for years.
Yes.
And when he had the dream, he decided to work on it. So to work on it, he decided to gather a team that would enable him to achieve the dream he had. The first step is always dreaming. But when you dream, make sure you are working towards it. You dream, you work, definitely.
Now you can't dream and then just expect it to appear.
Kuna kwanga.
Lazima uchape kazi bwana.
There's something Conrad always keeps telling us.
Yes.
The way we have no, hatuna shida by the way na watu wanakukanga kwa base na wanatumia whatever they use, mihadarati mingineyo, whatever they use. So Conrad keeps saying about these people. Should I mention the specific drug? Watu watanipiga mawe, watu hukula miraa. Conrad says when ukaina mtu anakula miraa and listen to the things they have to say, he says hajawai pata people who have bigger dreams than our watu kula miraa. These people are dreamers. And they will tell you very interesting things that they want to do, that they want to achieve. You know, they have very big dreams.
Yes.
But shida wanatokanga base watu wanakonga wakikula miraa 24/7. Wai poleni. Nisipigwe mawe, watu wanaweza sema wata watch a farmers tena jituliingililia watu wa miraa. But it was just a passing thing as a by the way. So hatuna shida by the way. But remember, if you are using drugs, kila kitu na moderation. You can always be addicted to drugs, and drugs impair how you function. So everything na moderation. Sitaki kuchomea mtu wetu wa kupiga sherehe, but anajuanga moderation ni nini. So yes, moving on back to our topic of discussion. Sarah, we are looking at land as a factor of production that we are finding it very inaccessible, most so for the women and the youths. Lakini tusisahau pia, right now in Kenya, land ni kidogo sana because we have decided to use land to do other things. Most of putting up industries, industrialization, urbanization. We have less land. I know people who say kwao hawana land ya kuinherit. Kwetu kunayo, kwetu Kisi bado we still have land, but Kisi pia kumeja. So the land is kidogo. But I know of people who say they don't have land to inherit. So if you were looking at land as you thought of obtaining land by inheritance, so for you it is an X. You can't get into farming by it if kwenu hamna land ya kuinherit. So we have this thing of acquiring land. So let's keep aside leasing. Let's try looking at you trying to buy land. And we think land is very, very expensive in Kenya right now.
Yes.
Very expensive. And then there's always this solution tunapewa. Tuchukue loan, tununue shamba. How effective is it? Chukua loan, ununue shamba. Take a loan and buy land.
Okay, it can help. Actually, loans help. You can, but it also depends, Pia.
It depends on?
Because, even the banks give you loan according to how much you save. So, take me, for example. I'm a youth, you and I. So, how much can we save to get that 3 million from the bank? You see, it's also kind of a challenge in one way or another. Yes.
So, the conditions that are put by the bank are actually making it hard for you to access the credit.
Yeah.
So we are taking a loan. When you go to a bank, they need you to be having security. When ni kijana umetoka shule juzi, 22, you don't have any assets to your name. You don't have a car. You don't have a logbook. There's nothing you own, by the way. You are just you. And you want to get into farming. And you don't have land. So you think the only option I have is let me get a loan and try to buy land.
Yes.
You go to a bank, they need you to be having security.
In what
collateral, like in collateral. You see, for you to take a loan, if ushindwe kutulipa loan, we can always take this and repay ourselves. That is what we call collateral. we can always take this and stay with it if you
Uh-huh.
umeshindwa kulipa loan.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
huyu kijana hana logbook, hakuna land ingine ako nayo, there's no
There's
other
nothing.
asset
Yeah.
he has.
Mm.
Atapata aje loan? Because you see, I feel like the banks, the financial institutions we have, the conditions wamekea mtu ya kuchukua loan, they are really tricky, especially if we are looking at youth getting into agriculture. Ni tricky.
Yeah.
Because kuna nataka nikuwe na security yenye itasimamia loan nimechukua, na nimechukua loan ya almost 500M, like 500,000. Yeah, that is $500,000.
Yeah.
I am supposed to be having collateral that can cover almost up to that.
Yes.
Nitatoa wapi?
Akuna, because at your time maybe uko under the care of your parent at that time, maybe, so it becomes difficult.
Collateral is hard because I think it's one thing that hinders most youths, because uko like sina collateral itanisimamia. Now these are banks, pia they are operating, it's a business, so they're like kama hauna hatukupei. Au mavijana watafanyaje kazi yenye wanafaa kufanya? Like it is really hard. And then you come and look at, have you ever looked at the interest rates?
They are
Banks
very
is
high.
work.
Yes, God, you. That even makes you not doubt twice.
What if there are money makers we have in the country right now, only the banks?
Yeah.
And the interest rates on loans, you take a loan,
Yeah.
and by the time you're repaying it by the end of the year,
Maybe it has doubled the
interest rate iko huko juu. So I was looking in the morning at the interest rates we have, but I will be specifically on one certain bank. Let me just give an example of KBC.
Yes.
KCB. KBC. What? KCB Bank.
Yeah.
So they give agricultural loans. They do. And you find their rate is at 4%. And then they have negotiation charges at 3%. So that is, you're already paying at 7%. Okay?
Yeah.
Which is a lot. Because considering you are acquiring land, and you want a production. Si tu umekuwa ukifanya production.
Yeah.
You are acquiring land for you to get into production.
Yes.
And you're supposed to be paying all these interest rates, which are, I don't know what to say. They are very high. I don't want to use a very bad term, but they are very high to an extent whereby a normal youth hataweza access the loan.
Yeah.
A normal youth can't get into farming because they can't access loans.
Yes.
What is the Ministry of Agriculture doing about the youth getting into agriculture and they can't access the finances, especially if you really want to access, you need, agriculture is a big thing. So if I'm getting into agriculture, I need land, I need inputs.
Yes.
Nahitaji seeds, nahitaji fertilizers, I need a lot of things. And pia sometimes you find the organizations they work with, we have organizations that claim to be supporting farmers.
Yes.
They claim.
Yeah.
So they will come and give you inputs.
Yeah.
Wakupe seeds, wakupe fertilizers, sijui wakupe na nini. And do you know what the trick is?
Yeah.
After you harvest, they want half of the harvest.
And they are volunteering to help you. How?
There's no helping, Apa. That's what I'm saying. They are claiming.
Yes.
And they are claiming to help. So
help.
they are coming and giving you all these things that you see the government is not doing.
Yes.
So they will come and they're like, it looks like a good deal.
Yeah.
Imagine umeenda kwa mama akushago. Mama is access. Aizi nunua fertilizer. You remember the discussion I had yesterday with Mr. Opondo? And he said that people actually, like, they do soil testing. They find there's a problem with their soil, right? They need lime to actually raise their pH in the soil. But most of these farmers cannot afford the lime.
They can't.
You get? They can't afford.
Yeah.
So imagine this akanormal kijana. Huko mashinani. Mse amekama akamwambia, oya, ni hivi. Nitakupea hii. Nikupe hii, nikupe hii. Siko na shamba? Sawa. Nitakupea seeds, nikupe fertilizers, nikupe hii. You have everything you need to start farming.
Yes.
Aya, farm. Alafu kishamaliza, have the harvest nachukua as a way of repaying myself.
So it's like they are doing to gain also.
Of course it is it's business.
It
is business and
business
bad
is value for
business.
free. Yeah.
Bad business.
Yeah.
Because ukikutanga kuangalia a normal person who will do their own production,
Yes.
you calculate their input and their output. The input is always lower. Like it doesn't amount to your output yote. But the moment unakuja unaniambia nikupe half of the output because of
It's
the
like I've
input you
done
gave,
nothing.
kidogo tu,
Eh,
umeninyanyasa kidogo,
si
it
ndio.
doesn't add up.
Eh.
Because you see, you are facilitating labor, all these other
It's
farm
you.
activities.
Yeah,
Ni wewe.
ni wewe.
But huyu mtu juu alikupea fertilizers na seeds. Oya, half the produce. Ukishamaliza, umeharvest bags ngapi? 20, nipe 10. Look at the shock on your face.
The shock on my face.
But that's happening right here
Yeah.
in Kenya, in the same country we are living. So kuna mtu, hiyo ndio their strategy of helping farmers. That is why I think the Ministry of Agriculture sat down and decided, what if we came up with the Youth Development Fund, the Youth Enterprise Development Fund, to help the youth. So this is how the Youth Enterprise Development Fund works. It actually helps either individuals or groups.
Yeah.
Because now I think it's time we actually made people have this information, people to stop kuhangaika around when you can actually find a solution. So the Youth Enterprise Development Fund, hiyo jina ni refu. The Youth Enterprise Development Fund started in 2006, and then it targets people 18 to 35 years.
Yeah.
18 to 35. Alafu, it actually gives loans for agriculture.
Yeah.
If you want to get into agriculture, mainly that is what it is focusing on.
Okay.
And the main thing was they're trying to reduce unemployment in Kenya. So if we actually give people access to credit and they can do farming, we are reducing the number of people who are unemployed in the country.
Yes.
Okay? Which is a very good thing they thought about.
Yeah.
And they offer loans. You can come as an individual, you can come as a group.
Yeah.
We always talk about, if you can't do something on your own, form a group.
Yeah.
Watu kadhaa, shikaneni vijana 10.
Yeah.
Form a self-help group, decide hii ndio kitu tunafanya, write a proposal, muhimu sana. Write a proposal.
Yeah, lazima.
This is what we are getting into. Pangeni kila kitu. Endeni kwa Youth Enterprise Development Fund. And they can give you actually a loan up to 2M.
Wow, that's great.
Up to 2M, okay?
Yeah.
That is a very big loan. And the good thing about this thing, Junior Gava, there are no interest charges. Unlike the banks,
It's free interest.
hakuna interest charges. So we are talking about the Youth Enterprise Development Fund that is under the Kenyan government. So there are no interest charges at all. But there's always a fee, the maintenance fee. So the maintenance fee, they charge 5% from the money you're supposed to be getting. That is the only thing they get.
Okay.
And then you can repay your money in a period of like 3 years. The loan is to be
Immediately
repaid
after
within 3
purchasing
years.
the loan.
Like after umechukua loan, so you are getting into doing your activities.
Yes.
Yes. So you can repay your loan in installments hadi after 3 years. You see, the bank inakupeanga ka limit. Inaanza kukupeleka mbio na interest charges.
Pressure bank ni mbaya.
The interest rates are so high.
Yeah.
But the Ministry of Agriculture is trying to work around. Actually, no, the Kenyan government is trying to work around the Youth Enterprise Development Fund.
Yes.
And I actually saw something. And you know, it's very easy to get it, because if you are a registered group, you have details as members, you guys have a proposal. If you have been doing business kitambo,
Yes.
you have to bring us your businesses and everything. And then, pia, tusisahau, by the way, in order for you to repay the loan, just in case what you are doing fails, you guys have to be having an alternative source of income. Sindio?
Yeah.
You must be doing something else that is helping you get money.
Yeah.
Just in case whatever you are doing, iende vibaya. I was looking at what they did last year. Last year, in collaboration with the county government of Kiambu. With the collaboration of the county government of Kiambu, they actually gave out up to 5.7 million in Kiambu
Okay.
for the youth to get into agriculture.
Yeah.
So there are people still working
Yeah.
to get a youth into agriculture.
Yeah.
And they were working with the Food Agricultural Organization. So the Food Agricultural Organization came and trained. Then they do the training.
Yeah.
We train you on piggery, we train you on poultry farming, we train you on crop production, we train you on this. You guys sit down, write your proposals, form your groups, leteni. The Youth Enterprise Development Fund came in after hapo. You have your proposals. This is what you want to work on. Higher, you've already been trained by Food Agricultural Organization. Let us launch you and start this thing.
So they are there, just that there are few.
Zico, but how many people know that this thing exists?
Very few.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's why I was asking you, have you ever heard of the Youth Enterprise Development Fund? And you're like, no.
Yes.
ECO. It is under the county government of Kenya. And that's why I was saying, I feel like the county government, that actually the government in general, the Ministry of Agriculture, hayeki information out here. It is not putting information out for the public. Because if these things exist, and you find kuna kijana bado hajui kuna kitu kai, publicize.
I think they should use social media to the maximum. Kwa sababu the youth na social media side social.
Let's
social.
go back to ni watu wagani wamemployiwa kwa hii sector. You know,
For
when
the-
we go
for the
back to our
ministry of-
government and we are looking at the ministries,
Yeah.
you know, pia uangalie watu wako kwa hizi ministries.
Oh,
Ni
yeah.
akina nani wanawako huko. That could be another thing. I don't know who are working there currently. I don't want to say something that I don't know. But you see, that could be another thing. You might find that the people who are working there, they are not so
exposed to the social media.
Hiyo generation ya
Yeah.
social media, kila kitu, watu wa Instagram, watu sijui wa nini, si hao watu.
Wanafaa kuwa
So
na
wanajua,
the youth wenye
tuko na kitu ya
represent.
kufanya, tuongelesha nation media, watandike kwa magazeti. How many people still read papers?
I tumeihold.
Hey, but then, do you know me, I still read papers.
You read newspaper.
It is one thing.
Yeah.
This is just a by the way.
Okay.
One thing that I grew up doing. My father, each single day he came from work, he always came back. He used to work in Kenyatta. So every time he went to work, alikuanga ananunua newspaper. Every day he came back. Jioni akifika kwa mlango, the first person alikuwa anaitanga ni Lilian. So he would come back and he's like, Lilian ako? Nikikuja hivi, the first thing he gives me is the newspaper. And then it kinda developed a reading culture in me.
Yes.
Because I would go read and then he would be like, umeona nini kwa hiyo gazeti? So it always made me, every time I touch hiyo newspaper, the moment I take that newspaper, I'm not going to put it, I am going to go through it. I am going to read it. And he used to be like, you need to read in order to expand your brain. You need to know the current affairs of the world. You need to know what is going on. Other than that, because he was like, I want you to have good grammar. I want you to have good English. I want you to be doing good writing. So he would be like, read newspapers. If you can't read a book, because he knows, if I give you a full book and I want you to read the book, you might not read it. Take a newspaper, go through it, find something interesting, read. Let me tell you a person I really liked reading. And it wasn't something of my age. There was one woman. She was Shiko Muiruri. Shiko Muiruri, Sunday newspaper. I really liked reading that. And then kidogo, with time evolving, by the time I was getting to high school, I used to wait to read Larry Madowo's article on the Nation paper.
Yes.
I think I read the newspaper for way too long. And then there's a time I really read, there's a lady who was doing a lot of waves when I was growing up. Hey, mama alikuwa feminist. Not feminist. How she came around bashing Subaru guys. Njoki Chege was bashing Subaru guys. Every Saturday, on the Saturday newspaper Nation, I used to read Nation a lot, so as compared to Standard. So Njoki Chege, each single day, every Saturday, yeye na Subaru guys, one side, ever. Subaru guys have done this, Subaru guys, and I was like, okay, wait, what did these Subaru guys do to you? Like it was a topic of discussion. And I think it's something I would say I am really grateful for. It was one good habit that I feel my parents cultured in me. Yeah. Okay. A reading habit. Like
so the youth should
if you find anything, me, by the way, even a newspaper, unirake nyama kwa newspaper. Nitaisoma before niekele hiyo nyama.
But say youth mostly unaonanga social media ndio masimu.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Right now we are on a different generation, and people are doing it on newspaper. Actually, we have the e-newspaper on social media. I don't know, you subscribe to do how much, and then you can always read it. but it's a good thing. After to information, but then because the information is out here. If for you it is reading, good. If for you it is social media,
What works for you, it's you.
What you are podcast peer? Do you listen to podcasts, by the way?
Not all, but some.
Do you? Who do you listen to?
I don't know you. Jeff Koinange.
Jeff Koinange. Okay, you listen to Jeff Koinange. Who else do you listen to?
Okay. Who else? Okay, I'm not a person who does podcast most of the time.
Mostly.
But at least Jeff, I can listen.
You can listen to Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay. So reading, you do reading?
Yeah.
Kidogo.
Yeah, kidogo too.
Social media kwa wingi?
Yeah, social media at least I unaweza sema at least here. Yeah, at least here. Ujue news zina pop up too on your screen and you're just like
you can always access information. But then I realized that nowadays, because I keep searching for agricultural things on my phone, you find out if something happens in the agriculture industry, in the agricultural market, it always pops up on my phone.
Yeah.
Yes. You find Google actually makes it pop up on your phone. Yes. Like unaenda kuangalia hivi and then you like something has happened in the tea sector, something has happened in the coffee sector, so you keep updated. But now, I think the Ministry of Agriculture should be doing more. The government of Kenya should be doing more in letting this information out, especially if you have ways in which you can solve issues, especially for the youth to get into agriculture. Now, if like for now, you have the Youth Enterprise Development Fund, not very many people are very familiar with it. If they can actually be popularized out here for more youths, such that people know these things are functioning, these things are working, they can help us and getting into agriculture, it will be a good thing. The issues of banks, that is just another story we can't control, because the interest rates and the charges are actually calculated by the Central Bank of Kenya. There's nothing we can do about it. And then you see we are in a place whereby tax imeenda juu, tuko na loans hivi, and they are looking for a lot of ways to get money.
Yeah.
So the money that they need, it inarudi hata hadi kwa bank financial institutions. Unapata pia wako strained. So charges zinaenda juu, rates zinaenda juu. If you're going to take a loan, you're taking it at a higher rate, which is a little bit hectic, but if you can try and find something to work with, especially with the Ministry of Agriculture or the county government, which has better solutions that are affordable as compared to other financial institutions, it will be better. Sarah, I want us to go on a break. Okay. Lakini, si tunarudi na quote of the day, ndio tupeleke watu break. Quote of the day, it says, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. This is a quote by Walt Disney. Watu wa Disneyland. Watu muliwatch Disney. Akina Sarah na wenzako. Na watu wa directing. Yes. Walt Disney says, if you can dream it, you can do it. Unajua story ya Walt Disney?
Kidogo.
How you got into production?
No.
You don't? What do you know about Walt Disney?
Walt Disney, it's a production company. Yeah. I think it's okay, I know this film that we learned back in college. The Big Five, they were called the Big Five. But I think Disney is a production company that came after kina GMN. So you've Golden something. Na kina Paramount Pictures,
Paramount Pictures na Columbia Pictures.
Yeah. So they came, I think Disney imekuja juzi.
I'll be telling you something about Walt Disney. Tukitoka break. We're taking a short break. We'll be back in a few. Just keep sending us your feedback and we'll be looking at that when we come after the break.
Here at the Farmers, we help you in the identification of crop-pest diseases and nutrition deficiencies in crops for your successful farming. So if you want, I want to give you more information about the crop pest diseases. You can follow me in the farm to get more information from me. Hi farmers, as you can see here, we are doing cowpeas production, and this is an indigenous crop, vegetable crop. It was there in a traditional era. You can see here, these crops are almost 1.5 weeks, and we have not used anything like manure, fertilizers, and sprays or agrochemicals. We have just watered them, and you can see, as you can see, they are very much healthy. As I have said that these indigenous crops, vegetables, we normally produce them on organic soil, but this crop also it requires different soils, and it grows in various soils, but the best soils where this variety grows or this type of crop grows is sand, because the roots will penetrate well without any disturbance, and the crop will be very healthy. The thing that is necessary, is most necessary here, is just water. Watering is essential, and to water, you can water them early in the morning and late in the evening. Why early in the morning and late in the evening? When the sun is not that hot, to reduce the evaporation rate, to ensure that your crop utilizes all water that you are putting in on it, to ensure that you have a dramatic yield per unit area. As you can see here, our bed is very clean, and we normally water every morning and every evening. I can urge farmers to enroll into this business, because cowpeas, it doesn't require those technical skills, management skills, and everything that is technical. There's nothing that is technical there. Farmers that have small scales, they can enroll into this business, because scales or these cowpeas doesn't require a large space, because they can get congested together, and you get a dramatic yield per unit area. That one of congestion together doesn't have any problem, because they do well. And as you know that this cowpeas, it is a leguminous crop, and it fixes nitrogen in the soil, so it doesn't require any fertilizers to grow this cowpeas, because it fixes nitrogen in the soil and uses it. So I can urge all farmers to enroll into this business. As you have a small farm, don't think that you are thinking for big things which requires to be a plantation. This one, you can have almost half an acre, and you reap a lot. You can get more salary from this, more income from this, as you improve your living standards. So there's nothing like technical skills. I want to assure you that if you start, you will get good things and good yields. Just maintaining good agricultural practices, to follow them all, and you will ensure that your crops are clean, your crops are healthy. When you do the proper sanitation, you will be removing all the weeds which can be host to the growing of pathogens, and also the hosts of these insect pests and diseases. So if you eradicate all shrubs and all obstacles from the farm to remain clean, you'll be able to achieve, and your production, your vegetable production, will be successful. So I will urge you all to enroll into this business, and you'll be happy to see your production coming out. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to you. Welcome back to the Mid Morning Show. I am your host, Lillian Thomas, and
Sarah Wanjiko.
yes, that is our director right here. But you'll be seeing more of her on the screen, more and more of her, because she does really amazing work.
Thank you.
And I work with really amazing people. Today I have ZJ Timo and Dennis Njiro directing me, and they're doing an amazing job. Yes, so that's just about it.
Yes.
Before, I just want us to like take a review
Okay.
of what we've discussed today,
Yes.
and then we'll be doing the COVID updates for these people.
Mhm.
And then I just thought of something, Sarah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Uh-huh.
at the end of the show, you'll be telling us what is pushing you this week.
Okay.
Yes, we'll just be looking at that.
Yeah.
So our discussion today has been on the factors of production, and more specifically on land.
Mhm.
And we feel like land is very inaccessible to
Yeah.
the youths and the women who want to do agriculture.
Yes.
Mainly because either of the cultures we have around.
Mhm.
You see, we have cultures where ladies can't inherit land, ladies can't own land, okay?
Yes.
And then we have another thing of the youths not having the funds to actually access land.
Mm.
And we find like the financial institutions we have very high interest charges on the financial institutions.
Yes.
So you find it very hard for a person to take a loan knowing the interest charges are very high.
Yeah.
And then we have other requirements that are very demanding. The issue of security. I mean, your story of security, by the way.
Now,
I think I can't even take a loan.
Hey, you get afraid by the
I
conditions.
think
It scares you.
At a civil,
Uh-huh.
what do I have under my name that you can use as collateral?
Not even that. Like, if it comes to that point, umeshindwa kulipa loan. You know,
Mhm.
sometimes these challenges, they just crop up.
Mhm.
And I'm talking out of experience of another person that I saw suffering because of a loan of a bank.
What happened?
It came a point where this particular person, I want to mention the name.
It's okay.
So they wanted some loan to do a business.
Mhm.
So time ikafika, the business was not doing that well. So even the deadline ya kulipa, you know, the way you pay a certain amount in every month. So that month akachelewa. So these people came, they came to the place of this person, giving them pressure. You see, so me thinking your stress yaku, what if you can place things don't work out, and then now these people want the ones you're saying the terms of security watakuchota kila kitu akitabaki na nini. Yeah.
What is the worst they can do other than taking everything you have? What is the worst thing they can do?
Okay, now what if they take everything? Where will you go? You see,
Allah.
Utaenda.
Hey, shida. I think the issue of collateral and security
Yeah.
is just on another level
Yeah.
that you can't really control. It's beyond our control. And because it's actually needed even for these financial institutions to function.
Yes.
Because you don't want to put them in a place whereby they are giving loans
Yeah.
and people can't repay these loans.
Okay.
And they have to be making losses.
Yeah.
Plus, it is a business. Banking is a business. Don't forget that.
Of course.
Because these people grow by the interests
Yeah.
that you pay and all the charges
Yeah.
that they pay you.
So they won't take at time to listen to your troubles. They want their money back.
But then
Mm-hmm.
it is time, you see, like the Central Bank of Kenya,
Yeah.
they should look at the interest charges
Mm-hmm.
that they are giving to the banks.
Yeah.
Because if you are keeping the interest charges at 12%, honestly,
That's very high.
the local person is really straining.
Yeah.
The local person will really strain on trying to get things done.
Yeah.
So the Central Bank of Kenya actually is the one controlling everything. You see, the Central Bank of Kenya actually allocates everything.
Mm-hmm.
If they can really moderate the charges that the banks are charging, the interest charges, it will be a better thing. It becomes easier for you to take loans. Not that you know the interest is not that high. Do you know, I find actually more people prefer working in circles, like
Yeah.
taking loans from circles
than
as compared
banks.
to either banks.
Yeah.
Because they find circles, the interest charges are a little bit lower
Yeah.
as compared to banks,
Yeah. Kabisa.
which is another alternative, by the way. If you are finding it so hard to be taking a loan from banks, you can always work around with the circles. But also, if you are a group, you are an individual, you are functioning like mnajua kenye mnafanya, and you guys want to get into agriculture, it's something you want to do. I will again mention the Youth Enterprise Development Fund. under the Kenyan government, which is functional, which is actually allocating funds and giving loans to youths in agriculture. And it's one thing I think I must upload the government for. Because ikitu imekaa from 2006. Na ijaanguka, we are in 2021.
But so it was sound.
It was strong.
Yeah,
It was strong. And you see, it is working towards the Vision 2030. And it is more specifically under the social pillar. Because they are trying to eradicate poverty and unemployment among the youths.
Do they advertise that?
That's why I was saying, I feel like me, because ata mimi,
Yeah.
I have stumbled upon it. Like, jana, today. I stumbled upon it leo. And then I was looking at the work they're doing and I'm like, they are doing amazing work, but why don't we know about you people?
They should advertise themselves out here to help many people.
Publicity, muhimu. Like, make yourself so public, let you be known out here by the people. Because I think very few people have that information. That we have something like the Youth Enterprise Development Fund working for us. As a youth, as a lady who wants to get into farming, actually even for the ladies, like the women, we have the Women Enterprise Fund.
Okay.
Did you know about it? No. It is under the Ministry of Devolution. Like, these things are in our government, by the way.
And we are not aware of.
And they are functioning.
Yeah.
Because you see, for the youth, we have the Youth Enterprise Development Fund. For women, we have the Women Enterprise Fund under the Ministry of Devolution. I think previously it was the Ministry of Gender and but now it's the Ministry of Devolution and Planning. We have the Women Enterprise Fund under it. They give credit to women who are actually doing agriculture, women who are getting into business. You guys want to grow. They give credit, they give funds. And actually, one thing I have to say about the Women Enterprise Fund, do you know they are actually training women on value addition, more specifically in agriculture?
Yeah.
So
That's
they are training people. If you are growing tomatoes, you can do this and this and this, and they take you through the whole process. But how many people know about you? My question still will go back again to the ministries that we have working in Kenya, the Kenyan government in general. How many of the people we have in Kenya know about all these organizations we have working in the country to try and help more people get into agriculture, more people get into business, more people grow? We have very little information. Very little information. Maybe it's one thing, you are doing a good work as the ministry, as the Kenyan government, but if you could publicize it a little bit more. Kila mtu ajue what you do.
Watu wengi nadhani hawajui. Hata mimi sahi, I'm just hearing from you. So you can imagine the number of people out there that do not have this information.
And the hack is, by the way, sahi tuko kwa social media. It is a social media world. Ebu tumieni social media vizuri. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everything. Not everyone will read newspapers kama Lilian hapa. Not everyone will do that. But social media is functioning for people. So that has been our discussion today, but you can keep the conversation going on. On Facebook, we are at Farmers. On YouTube, we are at Farmers Media. But as we wrap up the show, I just want us to go through the COVID updates. Sarah, you'll take us through the COVID updates?
Yes, sure. So within the last 24 hours, so this is
I don't know if my director has something he can put up on the screen.
or the numbers.
The COVID updates, yeah.
I don't know if.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the numbers within the last 24 hours. So positivity cases 137 out of a sample size of 1,641. And now at our positivity rate is at 8.3%. And actually, I think yesterday, the 2nd of March was also 8.3%.
Of May.
Yeah, of May. I'm saying March.
We are in May.
Oh my God.
Like,
Sorry for that. Our recovery is currently at 216, and unfortunately, we have reported 18 deaths.
Now, what do you think about the situation? Are the numbers going down? Are the numbers going high?
Okay.
For me, I feel like it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's
because I feel like it keeps varying the sample size that we keep testing each single day.
That also matters a lot. So depending on the sample size, it's when you decide whether the positive. But you can see, even if we have a small size, the sample size it's a little, and the sample size of another day is, let's say, 6,000. You'll find the positivity rate is almost at the same level. In Acheza, it ranges between 8 to around 10% or 11. So it's hard to tell, but
the numbers are still high.
they're still
Sarah,
high.
the numbers are still high.
Yeah.
So yesterday I was looking at something.
Mm.
Kenya,
Yeah.
we have tested around, actually we have vaccinated around 800,000 people.
800,000.
800,000.
Okay.
No, let me tell you, it's not a good thing. It is not even anything close to being good.
Yeah.
Because we have 47 million people.
That's not even. It's
We have 47 million people.
Yeah.
And we have not even tested 1
Half.
million past people. You see, we are still below even the 1 million mark. And there's this thing that was said,
Yeah.
for us to have herd immunity.
Yeah.
Last week, I think earlier this week, people in US started walking without their masks. Because more than 80% of their people have been vaccinated. Remember, people in US are around 100 million. And we have more than 80 of them vaccinated. We only have 47 million people.
Yeah.
And we don't even have 1 million people vaccinated. And for us to obtain herd immunity to a point whereby we can go back to normal operating, you can work without masks, you can do everything, we have to vaccinate 60% of the population.
Yeah. Could it be because of the demand? Because now each and every country is trying to fight for the vaccination.
I don't know.
Because according to, I don't know. Also, we don't know the actual information. But
Is it that we don't have the vaccines in Kenya? The vaccines have been shipped to Kenya. What is the problem?
I think we are importing the vaccination. I can't say that Kenya we have
imported enough.
Okay, we have not. Sisi hatuna dawa yetu. We are importing.
We are importing. Okay.
So I don't know if it's the demand that is too high, such that the number of vaccines coming in the country is also little. So we are not sure.
But they should hurry. Warakishe the process. If we are vaccinating in a whole month 800,000 people, for us to vaccinate 47 million people, tutamaliza lini?
But the vaccine imeka how long? Like since we started?
It's almost a whole month. Because you remember when we were talking about it the last time during the Easter holiday, before we went for the Easter holiday, you remember us having the discussion over there?
Yeah.
Yes, it's almost more than a month. And we've only vaccinated 800,000, not yet even at 1 million. And we have 47 million people. For how long are we going to be vaccinating people? For how long will it take us for us to obtain herd immunity?
Oh, we should pull up our socks.
We just need to be doing more. I feel like we usually lag behind in everything we are doing.
Yeah.
I always feel like everything should be sped up. Kidogo tu, si sana, but vitu ziharakishwe. I feel like tuna drag sana. Because sahi hatuwezi operate normally.
Yes.
We can't operate normally. We don't have herd immunity bado. Until we vaccinate 60% of the population.
So you're telling me America, they have vaccinated 80%?
These people, more than. They are actually walking on their streets. Like, was it in Israel actually, they actually put their masks down because they vaccinated their people. And they are good to go. You can walk without a mask.
Oh, that's good. So,
and I think that's the difference between the developed countries and the developing countries. Yeah. There's a lot that needs to be done in Africa, in South America, like these developing countries.
Yeah.
A lot needs to be done.
Yeah.
So back to our quote of the day. If you dream it, you can do it. That is the quote of the day. We are not saying anything more about it. That's just it. And then Sarah was to tell us what is pushing her this week, and then I'll be telling you mine as we wrap up the show.
So what's pushing me this week is just, I think, Lily, I don't know if you read my mind. Because the quotes you come up with, it's like what lands in my mind.
Super your mind.
I don't know if you have to read superpowers to read my mind, but what keeps me going is just the way you've said, how we dream, how you want your life to be, and what you're supposed to work. What pushes you is your dream. You want to reach somewhere, and you have to work for it. No matter how things get, how hard things get, you just have to. Kungangana tu, do you achieve that dream?
So on Sunday, was it on Sunday? Yes, on Sunday. Okay. Noah Nasiali Kadima posted something on Facebook. And it was a very long post. And I read the post,
Mhm.
and he was talking about how he actually, like, what pushes him each single day, what was his dream as he gets into what he does.
Yes.
And he was like, he always pictures a place whereby he can actually like fend for his family, sustain your family in very good conditions, do this and do that. And he said it's one thing if he actually thinks about it.
Yeah.
He wakes up and runs, and you need to be moving.
Yeah.
If you think about the things you need to be doing, you need to be moving, because you're like, my family has to get a good life. My children have to go to good schools. I have to do this. I have to do. It doesn't give you the peace for you to sleep around.
You can't get the
You
pleasure.
can't
to
sleep
just-
around if you know you have something that you really need to achieve. If you have dreams that you are chasing.
Yeah.
And for me, I believe every person has an impact. Me personally, I think one thing that pushes me right now, I always say, what will I be remembered for?
Yeah.
If I am to die today, Sarah, what will people remember me for?
Yeah.
What is my legacy? It doesn't have to be something grand, but what will I be remembered for? You know, like there should be a specific thing someone should say. Lillian did this and this. Lillian did this and this. Lillian achieved this. I always say it's one thing I am very particular of. What will I be remembered for? I don't want to be remembered for things that are not worth it.
Yeah.
Things that don't make sense. Things that don't make an impact to the society. Like, I think I always work towards of making a legacy that people will remember me for something that I did that really impacted the society at large.
Yes.
So that is it for what I think pushes me. And because I always feel, do you know, Sarah, one thing I will say, I think at some point in my life, I might get into social work.
Social work.
Social work, watu wa children's home, watu sijui wanafanya nini, it is one thing I would get into later on in life. I think in my 40s. Don't ask me why not now, because now we are chasing different dreams.
Yeah.
So at the later age, social work would be something I would do, because I feel it touches the society on a different level.
And just giving back to the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's something I will do. That has been our discussion right here with Sarah Wanjiko. But we have Conrad Kibe and ZJ Timo coming in for the Farm Drive show. A very interesting conversation that you never want to miss. They do an amazing work that you really don't want to miss. And then tomorrow morning, we will be having Fiona and Ashley for the breakfast show. And I'll be coming back in for the mid-morning show with Nona Selikadima. And you don't want to miss our shows that we have lined up for you each single day. So make sure you're staying tuned in for all of our shows in everything that we are doing. And if you have missed any of our shows, as from Monday or maybe last week, we have all our shows on our Facebook page. We are at Farmers on YouTube. We are at Farmers Media. We have all our videos uploaded. If you have any questions, any comments, anything, just write them on our comment section on Facebook at Farmers, and we'll be looking at them. And you can as well tell us, we do this for you. You can as well tell us what you need from us in terms of the discussions you need us to be having, in terms of the topics you need us to be covering, in terms of what you need us talking about in the agriculture industry. Please let us know on our Facebook page, on our comment section. Or as well, you can make a call. You will find someone to answer you and we'll take down the details. We are on 0700288185, 0700288185. Facebook, we are at A Farmers. YouTube, we are at A Farmers Media. Sarah, any last words as we wrap up this show?
Mine is just to thank you for joining us for today's show, and always for your support in all our shows and all our content, for sharing our content. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you on our shows. Yeah.
Kama kawaida, as you go out with your activities and during the day, please remember to be kind as usual. Be kind, be kind. You don't know what people are battling with. Make sure you're being kind to people. If you have a chance to help people, make sure you do. A helping hand is better than even a receiving hand. Like someone who gives, by the way, who pata more than someone who's always receiving.
Yeah, very true.
If you have a chance to help someone, please do. Be kind. Be very careful with whatever you are saying to people out here. And as usual, spread positive vibes to everyone you meet on the way. Until tomorrow, it is a goodbye from me. Have a fantastic day.